Hey, what is up people? This is Johnny and welcome to Pokemon Theory, and today we have two interesting Pokemon theories. The first one being, what does Hoopa have to do with the legendary Pokemon in the sky? The second being, what does the Looker have to do in Hoenn region and Battle Resort? Why is he there and why does he have amnesia? With the recent release of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, many people are wondering, why are the legendary Pokemon coming out of portals through rings in the sky? Well, the possible explanation for this may be that Hoopa is the Pokemon that's causing it in order to appear. Now, Hoopa is a legendary Pokemon that's supposedly supposed to be released in an event only in the near future that hasn't taken place, but hackers have managed to get their hands on this Pokemon. And one of the things that this Pokemon does, it teleports things. Now let me read the text off of the X and Y Pokédex. It gathers things it likes and pushes them through its loop to teleport them to a secret place. This troublemaker sends anything and everything to faraway places using its loop, which can wrap space. So this will give us information that this Pokemon can do different types and portals in order to go to different areas, and it can send stuff through different areas because that's what it does. Now, with the Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire demo, people have managed to hack an alternate form that appears to be Hoopa's fully complete form in order to teleport Pokemon. And as you see the form of it, it really does look similar to those rings in the sky, and even the Pokemon itself has these rings around its ears and its body. And it's just, this is the Pokemon that's been teleporting everything. Now, where's the evidence behind this? Well, in X and Y, supposedly there is an event that if you haven't, the hackers have hacked it already, but they have managed to get the whole event. And when you have a Hoopa in your party in X and Y, there's this guy that likes to investigate the mysterious events that occur in the Pokemon world. And he likes to travel, and when you show him his Hoopa, he's gonna talk about the mysterious rings, and then he starts stating, it's said that Hoopa can use a power of the 3 rings to adorn itself and move objects as it please. That's not all. I also heard that Hoopa unleashes the full power of rings. Its size can unleash its full powers, and the rings in size can grow up to multiple miles in length, which such massive rings apparently can transport even entire islands. So this Pokemon can actually transfer entire islands. This may be an explanation why there's so many different Mirage Islands in different areas around Pokemon. So this Pokemon has been in traveling and teleporting these islands on random dates in Hoenn. Now there's also another thing that it talks about, its secret lair. It is said that Hoopa's lair is overflowing with the objects and treasures nabbed over the world, years claiming them for its own. Rumor has it that there's mountains of gold and silver treasure that it took from an ancient kings, and silver treasure that it took from ancient kings and wealthy land barons. I hear that Hoopa's lair is on the oasis in the desert, but no one's been able to find this place. So there's also a secret area where there are treasures everywhere that Hoopa has transferred them, and the oasis in a desert place. Many people would think this would be in Hoenn, the desert that's in Hoenn, because that seems like the only place where this treasure could be. It could be possible in the near future it'll be able to access a different area there if there is such an event. And then it has another explanation, its deeds and exploits. So this may actually be an evil Pokemon. There's a tale about an organization trying to manipulate Hoopa's power to their own benefit. And then it continues saying, after a while certain objects belonging to the organization mysteriously began to disappear. Everything from weapons and vehicles to money, it all began to vanish one by one. The organization got scared and decided to hole up inside of their headquarters. Once they did, the things stopped disappearing just like that. Relieved it was finally over, the organization finally decided to step outside. It was that they discovered their headquarters had been transported wholesale to somewhere in the middle of the desert. So there could have been an evil person or another organization involved with this. Terrified of what they had unleashed, the organization promptly disbanded. So that leads to another thing. Who is this organization that they do not know of? And if that doesn't convince you that Hoopa is responsible for the Pokemon in the sky, well, there's actually a move that Hoopa has called Hyperspace Fury. And when you use this move, you can actually see the rings and portals going through the other Pokemon. Now with the Hoopa theory, I'm pretty sure that Nintendo at some point will confirm this theory, because there are so many evidence that links it to it. So this is actually a future theory that's actually going to be confirmed soon. So the next theory we're going to be looking at is the Lucre. What does the Lucre have to do? Well, he has appeared since Platinum, Black and White, and X and Y recently. But his final appearance has been in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Now, when you actually see him in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it seems that he has lost his old memory. He doesn't remember anything of what happened before or anything. So I have a possible theory is that this takes 3 years way before he even became an international police, and somehow he was probably investigating something, or he was out on a ship and then it wrecked, and then he was washed ashore going into the battle resort area, which led him. Another theory that I have is that maybe the Lucre was actually teleported through a ring from Hoopa. It could be possible. Because I mean, maybe because Hoopa can actually do this teleportation things to different areas, and maybe different times, even in the timeline, it probably can transfer him into the past or into the future. So maybe as a person, if they go through that little ring of the Hoopa, they may lose their entire memory and not remember anything, and that's probably why he was washed up ashore on the battle resort area. That's a possible explanation, that the Lucre could probably be there. But other than that, there's not really that much information on the Lucre. The Lucre is just a random character that has been there from who lost his whole memory. There's really not many stuff to back up many theories, but those are the only two theories I could come up with. So in conclusion to this theory, I believe that Hoopa is the one that's solely responsible for those legendary Pokemon. And maybe in the later future, we'll get more information on Hoopa when it actually gets confirmed by Nintendo and Game Freak. And they probably will even make a Pokemon movie about it. Thanks for watching this Pokemon theory, and leave a comment in the comment section of what you think about this theory. Also, if you want to check out some pretty awesome Pokemon videos, make sure to click on the 2 boxes in the middle to go to those videos.